Hi guys, it's Nicole, and today I am working with one of the flavors of the month for February 2021. This is a kit club from the Scraproom. I'll have a bunch of information down below in the description box. I am playing with the kit that is the Echo Park Cupid & Co. line, and I've got this going on real time just so you guys can kind of see everything. So the kit comes with 2 sheets of black cardstock, and then you're going to get 3 pattern papers. And I film this when I am first opening the kits and looking at everything. So I'm seeing this for the first time with you guys. And I tend to flip it to the side that I feel like I am most likely to use. So that way when I'm looking at them, I'm kind of just getting my creative muscles going, and I'm thinking about what I want to use, what kind of layout do I want to make. And then I open up the embellishments that come with the kit. Because this is like a sampling of a collection, you don't get a full pack of embellishments, which for me is good because I feel like that can kind of be overwhelming. So this one, you are getting 1/5 of a pack of the tags and frames, and then a Pretty Little Studios tag, which is the one that's mine says you and me. So a lot of people's kits are going to look a little bit different. And then I paired this kit up with the sketch challenge for this month, and I've got the sketch up on the screen, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for most of the video. If not, I think I might have it going the whole length of the video. And I printed out my photos to around 2.5 by 3.5, and when I cut them, I left a thin white border from the photo paper. And this is the part in the process where I just start playing around and figuring out if what I already cut is going to work. Do I like the general design that I'm going with? And trying to figure out what parts and pieces from the kit am I going to use. I'm paying attention to things that I'm drawn to, things that I keep going back to when I'm looking at it, and that's kind of how I figure out where I'm going to go. Now, this is about the time when I'm thinking that I'm going to flip the sketch. So instead of having the photos at the top and she's got the banners coming down from the photos, I was looking at that cut apart sheet, and I noticed that a lot of the things that I was picking from the cut apart sheet had a detail to the top of the image. So it was a lot of tags and like scrolly looking frames and that kind of thing. So the simple solution for me is to just flip the sketch upside down, put my photos at the bottom, and then instead of having banner pieces, I'm just going to tuck all kinds of different odds and ends into that photo area. And it's going to kind of represent that part of the sketch for me. I grabbed the second sheet of the black cardstock, and I'm going to use that to mat all of my photos on. So I've just got one like block of photos that I have to kind of work with and move around. And it just kind of keeps everything in one place. And because it is one solid piece, it's also going to hide all the little pieces that I'm going to end up tucking behind the photos. If I had left the photos straight, like flat to the background papers, you would end up seeing a lot of the stuff that I'm tucking in. So for me, if that's not something that I felt like I was going to enjoy looking at, my solution is to just go ahead and make like a big photo block like this. And I made sure not to put any adhesive along the top of that piece, and I'll just come back at the end and make sure to glue that down. Now, this red floral, like scripty frame looking cut apart, I actually cut 2 thin strips off each edge of that to kind of have like a cheat of an extra piece of pattern paper, because I like having lots of different pattern papers on my layouts, and I like having a delineation between the patterns with stuff like this. But I don't need it to span 12 inches because my photos are covering that area. So a little cheat was to just cut off from one of the cut apart cards in a color that contrasted with the 2 pattern papers that were meeting up. So for me, it was that red one. Then I cut, again, 90% of my embellishments came from that cut apart sheet. And it was because I just kept going back to that when I was looking at everything. So that was where I chose to pull everything from. So the the strip of pattern paper with all the cute little trucks and the I love you phrase came from that. I just cut them apart, adhered them to the top of the layout. The sketch shows like a thin strip at the bottom of the layout, so that was just kind of my way of recreating sort of that extra piece of paper that was going on. And then I am going to do a couple banner pieces because I do think that they are good to break up all the different pieces that I've got going on here. So this is, I would, like I said, probably 90% of that cut apart sheet. I just started cutting things off of there. Some of them I fussy cut, so like the tags, because I wanted to have all those different like shapes and interests between the different colors and stuff. The tags, I did go ahead and hole punch the little hole that's like printed on there. I just felt like it gave it a little bit more interest. And then a lot of the ones that I knew that I was going to tuck, I didn't really bother with like fussy cutting very neatly the part that was going to be tucked underneath. And then I even went back to this one, which was where I stole the red paper from and went ahead and fussy cut that out as well. And it's just going to, again, it's just bringing in a different shape to all these mismatched things that I've got kind of going on above my photos. I do like the design of the sketch with the banners. I think that that's something that I have done in the past. It's really easy, good, like balanced design wise. For me, I just kept going back to that cut apart sheet. And so it just made sense for me to go ahead and cut as many of those up that I felt like I wanted to use and just fill in the space with that instead of doing the banners. I thought it was just kind of a fun way to use up that cut apart sheet, especially because I wasn't a big fan of the back side of that. So I didn't feel like I was losing out on, you know, the B side of it to be able to miss out on like a pattern or something. I just, like I said, was really drawn to all the cut aparts. And then I cut out 2 banner pieces that were left over from the gingham piece. That gingham piece is pretty big. I want to say it's about 8 inches. So from the 4-inch piece that I had left over, I was able to cut 2 banner pieces out of the A side, which was the floral. And then I'm going to use up the rest of that is to just fussy cut out some florals. And again, I think I just kind of used up most of the paper. I think when I was going and looking at the specific embellishments from the tags and frames pack that gets split up, I don't think any of them were really like calling to me, but I was really drawn to the floral paper, the cut aparts. So for me to make those work, I just start cutting things apart and kind of changing up how they look in a method that works for me. And I think this would be different. You know, you could give this exact same kit to 10 different people and they would come up with 10 completely different layouts, which is my favorite part about going into the Scraproom Facebook group, because you've got people from the design team that are showing what they did with the kit. You've got customers, you've got other people, just tons and tons of inspiration going on. And it's most of the time it's people that got, you know, the same kit. So you see the same papers used in a different way. And it's kind of fun to say, you know, oh, that's interesting. Like I never would have thought to use it like that. And then you got people like me who just kind of cut up into everything and made it work. I even cut off the wood frame from one of the cut aparts to, again, kind of get like a cheater pattern paper out of it. I just wanted to add a little something to that Pretty Little Studios tag. I think it's super cute. I did back it with the cardstock, and then for my journaling, I just added long strips underneath my photo. And then the enamel dots that came with the kit, I put in the center of the florals that I hand cut. So that is my completed layout. I hope you guys enjoyed the process, and I will be back with another video with the Flavors of the Month kit later on. Bye!